Guten Tag, wie geht's? C'est moi, Dieter. Ich bin Dieter. I'm going to call this in praise of YouTube and my dental hygienist. Um, I'm having a lot of fun, and I've met some. I don't know these people personally, but I've met some very interesting people from doing this, and I think what really kind of got me going, and thank you very much, is to you know Dylan King, and I think I've talked about him before, but he's what it seems to be. I've never met him. A wonderful man who has calls himself Tuba Dylan, and I've always liked all kinds of music, and I never, you know. If it wasn't for him, they'd go, who's this Tuba Dylan guy? So I clicked on, and I've watched quite a few of his videos, and I have an appreciation for the tuba that I never thought I would ever have. So thank you very much, Dylan King. Yeah, keep doing your stuff. I love it. Funny thing, I always liked horns, and I actually wanted to play the trumpet at school. I think it was in grade 6 or 7, and I took a mouthpiece home to practice my, and my parents didn't want me to have a trumpet, so that kind of killed that. But what I wanted to say is, yes, I've had some comments, and I do read my comments, and I think it's important to look at feedback. And I don't personally know you people. Like, I mean, maybe if we met on the street, we wouldn't even like each other, right? But people like Mr. Magoo, whoever he, she is, I love the stuff that the person who's running that channel does. I make fun of me. I don't care. It's all in good fun to me. I have a kind of sarcastic sense of humor, but I just like, what I find funny, go at it, right? I've stopped, and this is what I love about having my own channel. It's gotten me out of a funk. I put on a lot of weight, and I got nothing against people that are overweight, but it seems to be becoming a bit of a thing here, and I don't like the fact that I'm out of breath and, stuff like that. So, if I'm doing these videos and having fun sharing my love for the guitar, and admittedly I'm not a very good guitar player, like, what's wrong with that? If you there are lots. The thing I love about YouTube is anyone can put stuff up, and yeah, be prepared for some knocks, right? I'm learning about that. I've got a good way now of dealing with people who just seem to be wanting to, there are people that seem to enjoy, like, putting other people down. I don't enjoy putting anyone down. I really don't. When you see I make comments about people like Dylan Mulvaney, for example, it's because he's a shyster and he's a fraud, and people like that are harmful to society at large, right? Because they're not sincere. They're doing it for personal gain and attention. I'm not doing this for personal gain and attention. I'm really not. I just figure, actually, I go for dental cleaning about 3 times a year, and I have this lovely hygienist who's Croatian, and she's just a wonderful woman. She told me about TikTok, so I went on TikTok, and I was getting some good things, like meeting some other, like, pretty good guitar players there. Some of them like my stuff. So then I went back to YouTube, and I've been on YouTube for about 12 years. And I deleted about 99% of my stuff because I put up something for someone who actually was interested in what I had to say and said, oh, could you show me this? And so I do a simple lesson for a beginner somewhere, and then I just get blasted by all these guys saying, like, yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. Well, fine. Well, what do you care, really? And so I'm done with that. And if some of you see my older videos, you may say, well, why are you making fun of this or that? Or that's just my sense of humor, and I've decided to leave them up. I'm not going to take them down anymore because that's caving. That's caving to someone that I don't even personally know, So why should I do that? So I guess I'm trying to say to people that have YouTube and maybe are leery of, posting stuff, like don't care about it. Like you don't know who you're having an effect on, and if you're having a positive effect on someone halfway across the world, that's pretty cool. And you know, I think that is really cool. And when I post things about pit bulls and Matt Walsh, it's because, okay, I've never had a pit bull, but I've never had a bad experience with a pit bull. Like now I have a dog that would be called a pit bull. Okay, pit bull isn't really even a breed. Now it's the American Staffordshire Terrier. Okay, but you know, it's just a dog. I'll give you a fine example of what I see as one of the biggest problems with dogs, because I've been around dogs most of my life. On my uncle's farm, they had dogs. I've always gotten along well with dogs. And the times I've been attacked by Labradors and German Shepherds, which are dogs that I love, it's because the owners were off 100 yards away having a coffee and oblivious to what their dogs were doing. And if I didn't have my big, I'll show you the coat I had on. I was attacked in dog parts in Stratford, and I had this big, like, bomber jacket on. And if I didn't have this on, I probably would have been seriously hurt. So I don't go to dog parks anymore, and it's not because of the dogs, it's because of the dog owners. And a perfect example is right from the heart and right from home. My roommate is lovely, but she has, I think in the back of her mind, like she loves Coco, but she's scared of it, of her. And part of the reason that Coco is so hyper is, like, my roommate is still working. So I do a lot of training with Coco, but when my roommate comes home, the first thing she does is give her a treat. So so you have to understand, this is why Coco, I don't trust her with anyone else. And it's not Coco's fault. It's actually my roommate's fault. And she finally is admitting it to her. I go on and on to her. I say, you know, Beth, you can't be doing this. You're spoiling her. You're teaching her bad habits. She's a very smart dog. But so if she spends 10 hours of the day with me and I'm doing this, and then Beth comes home and she's giving her completely the opposite. And guess what? Coco gets confused. So that's why I speak out against people like Dylan Mulvaney and Leah Thomas. You're confusing people unnecessarily, and you're doing it for your own selfish reasons. So I don't like making posts like that. But I've had enough of this just sitting around and blah, you know, have these friends that consider themselves woke. And one of the reasons I did the woke guitar was because of so-called friends like this, that when I go out with them for a coffee or whatever, I have to listen to them ad nauseum. Ad nauseum. Every word they say has to be important and listened to. And the minute I want to express my own opinion, you know, Randy, you can't say that. You can't say that. I was just sick of it, to be honest with you. So that's where I'm coming from. So I get some encouragement from some of my viewers, and thank you very much for that. But when I just really do want to talk about guitar and good things, but when something is so blatantly to me fraudulent and just wrong, I will say something. So I hope the people that watch Dita understand that. And if you see some of my own videos, maybe if you see this first, maybe you understand a bit where I'm coming from. Thank you very much. And haben Sie ein gutes Tag. And if you cohabitate with someone, where if you have a dog, you have to be on the same page. And the reason, like a lot of these trans right people piss me off, frankly. And don't get me wrong, I got nothing against them. I'm actually the godfather to a homosexual man. I have homosexual friends. I've got, you know, I've got Native friends, I've got black friends, I've got yellow friends, I've got white friends. It's got nothing to do with that. It's got to do with you as a person, okay? And, you know, why does everyone think, or well, not everyone, but this agenda that whoever is pushing, think that people like trans people are the only people that have difficulty? I mean, I never, you know, straight men, straight women. Did you always get to date the guy that you wanted to? Or the girl that you wanted to? Right? There's challenges. There's challenges in life. And I think it's more important how you meet those challenges than rather to push something that really is constructed by someone who has an agenda that they're not sharing with you, and they're trying to manipulate you, especially when you're young and impressionable, into something that you may not want, or may, but it doesn't matter. The point is I think the point of education should be to teach you how to have a critical, analytical mind and think for yourself. So when you see Dieter saying, well, maybe, why is Dieter going on this? Because I think people like Sid Cicero and Megan Rapinoe and Oprah Winfrey and Whoopi Goldberg and Leah Thomas and Dylan Mulvaney are frauds. Prove me wrong. I don't care. But I think they're frauds. And I'll tell that to their face. I'll tell that to their face. So, God bless you all. Haben Sie einen guten Tag.